Okay, I'm going to kick off, and obviously if people join us, they can do. So first of all, thank you very much for everyone attending. Appreciate that. Hopefully everyone's getting a little bit busier after the slowdown over the past few months. So yeah, I hope everyone's feeling good and being optimistic. So today we are talking about Sangoma. Give me a second. Technical issues here, sorry. Right, sorry about that. So just to quickly recap, Katrina, who you've probably seen numerous emails and correspondence on, who's the marketing manager at Nuvola, is on the call. Myself, Michael Lloyd, the MD of Nuvola Distribution. I'm just going to quickly talk a little bit about Nuvola and who we are and what we do, and then followed by Simon Horton, who is the VP of Sales for Europe, who's going to go through the Sangoma pitch. So what I just want to quickly do is talk about what we do at Nuvola. Obviously, Sangoma is a key part of our product portfolio, but you won't be surprised to hear we do a number of other things. So one of the pillars of business that we do is something called Cloud, which is quite trendy at the moment. We call it technology as a service. So any technology that can be delivered via the cloud fits into this silo. And you can see we have a number of key players in there, including Contact Center, which is Nice in Contact, Rainbow, which is a specific UCaaS application, and obviously some pretty well-known names alongside that. We also have what we call Intelligent Networking Division. This is all about network monitoring, data gathering, analyzing, giving what we call the best possible service when it comes to the network layer. Obviously, Ingate are in there. They do SBCs, and then obviously you can see there Sangoma are very strong in the gateway side of things and also the SBC. So Sangoma traverse a number of product portfolios for us, which makes it quite good. In the unified networks, unified communication space, this is traditionally where we've come from. We have been doing unified comms in forms of Wi-Fi data and voice for some time, and you can see a number of products there. Braxtel and Varela, they're specifically contact center and call recording products. Fanville are SIP endpoints. Alcatel, I'm sure you'll have heard of, and obviously we still have the Digium logo there, which we probably need to move and replace that just with the Sangoma, who again you can see and we'll hear more about today. Something we're very proud of at Nuvola is that we deliver services around all the products we sell. We have a professional services team of about 15 engineers around the country offering support, installation services, post-sale services, consultancy on numerous products. So we're just not a traditional VAD. We really are very proud with the technology and the services side of things that we deliver to all our partners. It enables all our partners to potentially get into opportunities where they may have felt slightly reserved because they don't have the skills. We deliver those skills, white label them on their behalf, which means that they can you know, give that perception that maybe they are larger than that. Maybe that they are. And then finally, we have meeting room solutions. This is something that's quite just before the lockdown was very, very popular. People creating meeting spaces for 4 people, 8 people, or even a big conference room, and not just having a screen which portrays sound and voice, for example. It also allows the interaction side of things. So it's all about having an interactive touch screen, which means you can share information. It's all wireless, very simple to use. And what we sell is the sound bars, the cameras, and the screens themselves. So it sits along Zoom, sits along Teams, sits along the Sangoma app. it's totally agnostic when it comes to the platform that you're running it on. So again, very interesting, and for resellers, we're finding that it's a really good talking point. Sometimes the end user doesn't want it yet, but if you talk about it, it usually opens the door up to many other things. And what is key for us is all these products are intrinsically linked. So there's a reason for everything we sell. It's not just because we decided to get into it. We saw there's an opportunity in the intelligent networking. If you don't have your level 1 of the pyramid sorted, then nothing else will run properly. Your voice won't run properly. Your apps won't run properly. So it's all works together. Cloud is obviously key moving forward, but still with the hybrid solutions and the on-premise, you still got to make sure that we have a portfolio that means you can offer everything you need when it comes to the end user's needs. And finally, today we're obviously talking about Sangoma. There's a wide range of products within Sangoma, but specifically we're going to be talking about the Switchvox. We're very excited about this Nuvola, this kind of a relaunch. It's still based on what everyone loves and knows about Switchvox, but we feel Sangoma are taking this into quite a good place now. So I'm going to leave you now over to Simon, who will continue the conversation.
Thank you, Michael, and good afternoon, everybody. So as Michael introduced me, I'm Simon Horton. I look after sales for Sangoma for all of Europe. And I'm super excited to be here today to talk to you about our Switchvox relaunch in the UK. And I'm hoping Katrina, who is beavering away behind the scenes here, is going to give me mouse control so that I can flip some slides. Katrina, is that going to work, do you think?
That's the plan. That is the plan. But it's technology, so it could be an exciting moment. I'm giving you control. Don't go into my bank account. Any joy there, Simon?
Yep.
Oh, you got a trigger finger?
There we go. It's working now. Thank you, Katrina. Right. So that slide is also mentioning Shan Sood, who is online but not speaking at the moment, and Shan looks after marketing for Europe. So in terms of the agenda, I'm going to talk for maybe 20-25 minutes. I'm going to go through this fairly fast, so I don't keep you for too long. Talk about a little bit about an introduction to Sangoma, why we launched Switchvox or relaunched Switchvox for the UK, its key selling features, the stuff that goes around it like endpoints and gateways. We'll touch on the partner program, a little bit on support and training, talk about a special offer, and then sum up. And I think Michael's going to come back with a slide or two at the end. I would encourage you all, please punch in your questions into the GoToWebinar question panel. We will get a note of all of those. We'll try and answer some in real time at the end, I'm hoping. If we don't get to those, then of course we'll come back to you on email on a kind of one-to-one basis. So we won't miss any questions. Please type them in and we'll get back to you. So my 2 or 3 slides on Sangoma. So for those of you that don't know much about us, we're a global company. I sit in the European headquarters in a little town called Wokingham, which is actually very near to where Nuvola are, which is good to work together. We're about 30-40 miles west of Heathrow. We have staff spread far and wide around the world. Our headquarters is in Toronto. And we're doing about $150 million. We're on the Toronto Stock Exchange, like the equivalent of AIM. So if you're really bored one day, you can go see our results. We've grown very fast. I joined Sangoma something like 9 years ago. We were 40 people and 10 million. So now we're 340 people and 140 million. So huge growth and a very profitable, stable company. In terms of our portfolio, you'll hear me talk about the fact we're a single vendor solution again later on, but we really have a wide range of stuff in our portfolio. Everything from desk phones, which we'll talk about, through UC, through connectivity to connect up not just enterprises, but we sell into kind of carrier grade, so tier 2, tier 3 carriers also buy our stuff for big interconnects to the likes of BT in the UK or Deutsche Telekom in Germany. We try to give choice, so we don't try to force people to take one device or another, or one methodology of connectivity like cloud or on-prem or hybrid. We try to be as open-minded and try to suit our customers to what they need. And the cool thing is, all of this is developed by Sangoma, so we are in control of our entire destiny, as it were, which is really nice. We don't rely on any kind of third parties. So why customers choose Sangoma? I think the most important piece of this slide, amongst all the words, is this kind of chalk drawing of the weighing scale. So we position ourselves as having an excellent feature set. So we can think of ourselves as having feature parity with the traditional big iron people, right? Like Cisco or all those other guys, Avaya, those kinds of people, but at a bit of a better price. So it's a feature-rich, good value system that we sell. So enough about Sangoma. Let's talk about what you guys are all here to see, which is more on the Switchvox side of things. So I want to start with talking about the key selling features of Switchvox, and I've got 6 here, and over the coming slides I'm going to expand on each of these 6. But really they are, all of the features are included. So what we see amongst a lot of our competition in the UC and PBX space is that they have a very low sticker price, but then you have to add extras on top of it to really make the system sing. So you might have to pay for call recording or queues or to connect to other phones or something like that. So we have none of that. All the features are already included in the base price. We, of course, as you come to expect, have a range of mobile and desktop clients for PC, Mac, Android, iOS, which bring that UC and collaboration to your device. Switchboard is really nice. I'll talk about that in a little while, but that's basically an end user focused browser screen that they can use to manage their calls. Contact center functionality is also built in at the base price. It's super easy to manage and deploy, and of course, if you want to put peripherals around it like phones or gateways or anything else, then you can go to a single vendor and have a single throat to choke. In the odd chance there might be problems. So you might be asking, a lot of you out there, well, we've used Switchvox before, it didn't really fit the bill. What are you guys, why are you launching in the UK again? The market's very busy. So we think we can compete with the established big brands. My favorite example here is kind of the hookup of Avaya and RingCentral, and we look at that and we think, looks like that's going to be moving to, Avaya are trying to pivot into a cloud, but they're not really offering a huge amount of choice. They're trying to push everybody aggressively into cloud, right? So with the kind of acquisition of RingCentral. So we like to offer a traditional reseller model. We like to keep our options open of cloud or on-prem. Let's face it, I think Switchvox fills a niche in the market where we have a very wide portfolio, but perhaps we are a little bit weaker in the enterprise grade, plug and play, fit and forget kind of UC space. So I think it's that's a space where we can certainly grow our revenue very fast. And the last one, it's successful in the US, and I've in my time working at Sangoma launched a lot of products into Europe, and we understand how to make this successful in Europe and in the UK because we know how to tweak the product to make it work for this market. So what have we done realistically to help, and what's the difference from Switchvox being available before? So we now have the Queen's English prompts available, so proper English accented people on the voice prompts. It's already built in. It's available now in the latest version of Switchvox. So instead of having a kind of hope I'm not going to offend any whiny American voices. You now have a nice proper Queen's English voice. Because Sangoma has an office here, we have UK-based sales. So there's myself, there's Ed Krutek, there's Paul Pereira, all based out of that Wokingham office, selling away. We have a support presence, and in the UK, pre-sales also in Europe, and we have obviously Shan running European marketing from inside that office as well. So we're pretty pumped, right? We think that instead of having to, run everything out of the US, we can run everything out of Europe. We've made some adjustments to the channel structure as well. So we've made it, we've changed some of the discounts around a bit to make it more more reasonable for this market as well. So the pricing review, if you come back to the guys at Nuvola and ask for pricing, I'm hoping you're going to be pleasantly surprised on what we've done with that pricing. Okay, in terms of all the features included, I'm not going to talk about everything on this slide because some of it we go into in a bit more detail. For example, on the integrations, we have MS, Microsoft Active Directory. We have LDAP integration for that directory. We plug into Salesforce so that you can click to dial, and there's some little movement on the bottom right there for Teams integration. We can click to dial within Salesforce. You can log calls, you can share status. Chrome and Firefox, we can click to dial from inside web pages. Of course, we have that mobility part where you can create rules for redirecting calls or routing them to a queue. You can do time-based rules. You can actually converge 6 phones onto one single extension to act as one, so you can have them all ringing together. And the really cool thing is you can seamlessly move calls between them. So if you have the app running on your mobile phone, for instance, and you need to leave the office, you can seamlessly move the call straight off the desktop phone onto your mobile phone and kind of walk away from the office still with that call going on, which is pretty cool. And then recently, in the last couple of months, we did an integration with MS Teams, Microsoft Teams, so we can click to dial a contact's phone number or extension directly from inside Teams, and then the outbound call will be made on the Switchvox phone extension. So you basically is kind of click to dial, but through Switchvox, which is really nice. In terms of the mobile and desktop clients, as I mentioned before, we have all the bases covered. So we have Mac and Windows on the desktop side. We have iOS and Android on the smartphone side. And we support all the standard features. So one-to-one or group chat, video calling across those, screen sharing, presence control, visual voicemail. So as I said, you can move seamlessly conversations from desktop to mobile, and again, all absolutely included in the base price of Switchvox. Now, this is my favorite bit, Switchboard, right? I love the Switchboard application. It's really cool. So it's a browser-based control panel, and it's available for end users to use. So you basically, as an end user, you browse to the IP address of Switchvox, you put in your extension and your password, and hey presto, there you get your Switchboard access. And it's it allows you to look at all of the calls, so all of your contacts. You can dial directly from there. You can look at your call history. You can look at the the call recordings, voicemails, all that kind of good stuff. But it's completely customizable as well. So there's various different views you can have, and one of them is if you're a call center agent, you can get yourselves in and out of queues, look at your call history, that kind of thing. If you're a call center supervisor, you have a different set of widgets that you can pick to monitor and manage the call center agents you have working under you. And then there's quite a cool little integration with Google Maps. So when you get a call coming in, it can pop up a Google Maps location of where where the caller's calling from, which is really nice. In terms of contact center, this is another great feature inside Switchvox. You know, on the call distribution, you know, traditionally designing and implementing a contact center has been kind of hard and cost prohibitive and difficult for anything but big business. But it really is very easy inside Switchvox to automate call flow, so you can really get better efficiency from your staff, and the staff can focus on providing the clients with the best products and services, and again, without any kind of extra add-ons or fees. And then on the queuing side of things, we have priority, we have global arrival time, so that we know when people have arrived into the queue. You can do overflow agents, so you can allow permitted sets of users to act as secondary agents, so they can overflow. And of course, we have the standard stuff like queue callback, so they can maintain their position in the queue, and then the queue will automatically call them back. So all good stuff inside the contact center. On the easy to manage and deploy section, if you remember that from the slide up above, we have a couple of different ways of deploying this stuff. So you can buy Switchvox ready installed on a custom designed appliance, and we support everything from 150 phones on the small little box, blue box at the top there, all the way through to 1,000 users or phones and a couple of hundred concurrent calls on a bigger Dell branded. We rebrand Dell servers at the top end. If you want to deploy in the cloud or in a VMware or Hyper-V virtualized environment, we provide both an ISO for deploying on bare metal, and we offer both VMware and Microsoft Hyper-V images, so you can put that straight into your VMware infrastructure and just have it running straight away. And that, that VMware stuff is so easy to get going. Even I managed to do it on VMware Player on my laptop, so it really is dead easy to get this stuff out and deployed. On the easy to use, so what you're seeing in front of you is some of the screenshots taken from the Switchvox kind of admin portal. So as new features are added to the admin portal, guided tours will walk you through that. That's what the top left is saying. The guided tours will walk you through that new feature and how to use it. Every parameter inside Switchvox also has this contextual help, so you can click on a little question mark icon, a new window pops up, just like you can see in the top middle there, and you get some step-by-step instructions on how to use those features. On our Digium portal page, there's lots of free online training for users and admins. So yeah, if you want to learn more about Switchboard rather, user interfaces, phones, admin interfaces, that's all available on that free online training section. It's just a set of 5 to 10 minute videos, which so it's easily bite-sized videos to help you through that training stuff. Really cool built-in troubleshooting, so you can get, for those of you that know what kind of PCAP Ethereal style traces directly from the web UI, and then we'll come back to this, but the phone provisioning, auto detecting of phones to get D series phones provisioned very quickly. And my final slide in this section is the single vendor solution. So, we touched on this before, a little bit more detail here. So what can sit around Switchvox, right? So session border controllers is like a firewall for voice. So SBCs are designed to sit alongside a firewall in parallel or in series with it, depending on the architecture, and it secures your voice network. And we position this really as, well, would you put your home, your home network on connected up to an ISP without a data firewall? I don't think you would. So really, we always recommend a session border controller to secure voice networks. Voice over IP gateways, the Vega line of gateways is what we recommend for everything from analog connectivity through ISDN2 or BRI or ISDN30 PRI primary rate interfaces. Telephony cards, if you don't want to use a gateway, you want to use a built-in card, we can do that as well. So we have cards for lots and lots of different connectivity again. So analog, ISDN, and lots of other weird and wonderful systems. So please come talk to us if you have connectivity you need to get through a telephony card. And then finally, phones and headsets. So we have a set of desktop phones, we have decked phones, and we launched 2 or 3 months ago. We launched a new range of Sangoma headsets, and that's what we're going to talk about next is endpoints. So with Switchvox, we recommend that you use the D series phones from our phone portfolio. So a couple on the screen there, the D60 and 62 and the D65. You can see that on the D62, they have a couple of soft keys that are up in green. If you can see my mouse up there. Difference between the 60 and 62 is the 62 gets you from 100 base T on the 60 to gigabit Ethernet connectivity on the 62. 65, we've gone to 6 soft keys, and we've added Bluetooth headset support as well. So just moving up the kind of food chain a little. And then right at the top we have the D80, which goes down really, really well. It looks really nice. It goes down really well with kind of execs who kind of want a nice phone. 7-inch HD touchscreen display. Again, it's obviously got gigabit Ethernet, and there's no physical keys in here. It's all purely touchscreen. It's got Bluetooth headset, and it's a really nice piece of kit. Alongside that, you can add the D65. You can add the sidecars to it, so you can get another 240 keys on that sidecar for kind of the traditional, kind of receptionist that sits at the front of a building. And I think you can stack 6 of these things if you really wanted to, along a very long desk, to give you lots and lots of rapid dial keys and BLFs that you need. For decked, we have the DC201, standard decked kind of phone, right? The nice thing is with ours, the base station supports 20 handsets and 5 concurrent calls. So that 20 handsets off a single base station is a little bit more than a lot of our competitors. So that works very nicely indeed. Just wanted to point out, all of these desk phones are completely Sangoma design. So it's our software stack, it's our plastic molds, so everything is under Sangoma control. We don't rely on any third party for this stuff. It's a complete Sangoma design, which is nice to say. Of course, it supports TLS and SRTP for encryption, and they all are plug and play designs, which we'll talk about next. I'll talk about in a couple of slides time. As I said, we launched the H20 and the H10 headsets 2-3 months ago, so earlier this year. They're the only headsets that are designed out of the box to work with Sangoma IP phones and soft phones. So the H10, they're both wireless, both single kind of sided, as you can see there. The H10 is desk phone only. The H20 is desk phone and has a USB connection to use with your Switchbox desktop soft phone. So works very nicely, very standard decked technology, good battery life. But again, we like to offer everything from a single vendor so that your end user sees everything branded as Sangoma, and knows that it's a Sangoma branded solution. To rewind back to the phone provisioning that we talked about earlier, there's kind of this is a pretty complex topic. We can talk about this for a long time, but getting phones working on Switchvox is really, really easy. The phones, when the Switchvox is on the same subnet as the phones, the phones use a multicast DNS and provision directly from those from the Switchvox system. So it really is very, very easy plug and play. If that doesn't work for you, you can you just have to type in the IP address of the Switchvox server on the telephone pad once the phone boots up, and it goes away to that IP address, pulls down config, pulls down new firmware, and key positioning and all that kind of good stuff. So that works. Zero touch provisioning works really, really well between the D series phones and Switchvox. Phone management. So from inside Switchvox, you can manage your phones. You can upload. You can get rid of the Sangoma logo and put the customer's end user logo on there instead. You can update all the phones directly from the. Oops, I've not changed the page. Oops. You can upgrade the phones directly from the admin portal and control key positions and all that good stuff. So it's really is just a nice kind of unified experience of the phones and Switchvox. I'm sure we're going to have a bunch of questions on that stuff, but I'm going to move on to the Sangoma Partner Program. So we think we've got a pretty decent partner program running for Sangoma. We think we provide good margin to the channel. We offer a product that can be deployed in a number of different ways. We're looking at some other, kind of cloud ways as well, which is pretty exciting. The barrier to entry is pretty low, I think, to becoming a partner. The training's all free. It's online. It's self-paced. We do have training. We did have training classes planned, but of course, COVID put pay to all the classroom-led training, but we will, once we can safely run them, get classroom training back on as well. I think our pricing is pretty competitive, given that everything is built into Switchvox. If you need help with quoting, configuring demos, we are here to help you. So the entire team is at your disposal at Sangoma, alongside Nuvola guys to help you make some money from us, really. And we hope our sales training, our technical training is pretty easy to consume as well. A bunch of US quotes here. People are just happy with Sangoma and Switchvox. It's easy to use, and it's very deployable. In terms of the partner program, we've kind of got 3 levels, and we want people to kind of move through the levels. So authorized has the kind of lowest level of the lowest hurdle to get into. So the requirements we ask of you are lower. For authorized, they get a little bit more demanding at silver, and then of course gold, we ask for a little bit more commitment from you. But in return, we give better discounts to the gold partners and silver partners. We give more access to marketing funds. We just want to spend more time with the kind of bigger partners, smaller partners. That's not to say that we don't want smaller partners as well, right? But as you can imagine, we want people to move through. So for authorized, there is no revenue commitment. For silver and gold, there is a revenue commitment that we ask per year, but of course, with that revenue commitment allows us to invest more in you, and therefore we can both make money. Silver and gold, we do require some training to be taken by the sales and technical people, so that you can sell our stuff effectively. We obviously require all of our partners to have a website and an email domain. That's fairly straightforward. And of course, we want all of our partners, where possible, to have demo kit that they can demo to end users. Just on that sales and technical training, that can be purely, can be all taken online. So we're not asking for anybody to travel anywhere. It can be online, self-paced. There's an exam. I've done the sales training. There's so like a 2-hour course. There's 2 or 3 sort of tests as you go through it, and at the end you get a pass or fail. And of course you can retake that to get a pass if it's a little bit complex the first time. But I would expect people that have been in the industry to be able to pass that sales training fairly straightforwardly. I think I've talked through most of that. On the support side of things, we have UK support numbers that route to to a member of our staff around the world. Could be, depending on what time you call, could be our support center in India, our support center in the UK, or the one in Alabama where most of our technical support and development takes place in the Huntsville office. I always wonder whether to put pricing into a webinar. In this case, I decided I would. So this is all end user pricing. So when you buy Switchvox, there's 2 or 3 things you must buy. So the first you have to buy is the license to run Switchvox itself, which is the Switchvox software. It's in the kind of $1,000 list price. This is all list price. And then for every user that you need to enable on the system, you pay a $90 cost. For the first year, that gets you our platinum level support for the first year. And then after a year, if you want to carry on, getting updates from Sangoma, if you want to carry on with access to support, there's a $25 renewal cost per user. And if you want to run it on an appliance, you buy the appliance as well. So if you want to run an appliance for 50 users, what would your shopping list look like? Well, you'd need the appliance itself, then you'd need the Switchvox license, Switchvox software for $1,000, and then you would buy 50 users at $90 each. For resellers, discount something in the 15 to 30-ish% range, depending on the level you're at. So that would be the discount from the prices shown up here. But again, we only sell through the channel. We sell Switchvox through the guys at Nuvola. They can come to you with very accurate, this is all in US dollars. They can come to you with very accurate British pounds pricing, right? That's what they do. They sort out all the currency issues and do all the complicated stuff that we don't do at Sangoma. Support and training. Okay, so support, 24/7 support comes as standard with Switchvox, which I think I mentioned. We are expecting tier 2 access, so level 2 problems. So we don't really want, we don't really want to field calls of, oh, how do I configure a new user? That's what the training's there for, right? We want the more complex questions to come to us. We're sub 5-minute hold times on our incoming calls. Our customer satisfaction is super high as well. And we offer 24-hour warranty for on-site support on some of our models of hardware if you need it. Again, I'd expect most of that support to come out of our UK-based organization. So hopefully you'll be talking to somebody with a UK accent. Demos. This is something we're super excited about. Ed and Paul, who are the sales guys for the UK, they are awesome at doing demos. So I would encourage all of you to go and ask us to give you a demo. But also, if you've got an end user, get us to give the end user a demo. We can show your customer how cool Switchvox is, and this is a great tool for closing business, right? If you can go to an end user and say, "How I can get the manufacturer to give you a demo of their stuff," it's an ace tool in closing business. So it's really designed to help you, right? So I would seriously encourage you to use it. The closure rates of business, if we look across Sangoma, if we can get a demo to an end user, the closure rate is like 3 times higher than if we can't. So we know we can answer questions, we can show the really nice parts of it, show how it can help the end user business. So I would seriously encourage all of you to make use of the demos that we'll offer. We'll happily do as many demos as we can. If I if the guys are so busy doing demos they can't do anything else, I would love to have that problem to deal with, right? It would be excellent. So yep, demos definitely. In terms of special offers, we'd like to build some momentum here. So one of the things we're offering is, sign up with us and we'll give you 6 months of access to the gold level benefits. So we'll give you the gold level pricing through Nuvola. We'll give you gold level access to marketing, and we'll, so you can make a bit more money out of us. We'll help you with some marketing. We'll help you get going. If you've got, particular market segments or verticals you want to attack, Shan, who runs marketing for Europe, can really help you with that. And then we have some demo kit available, again, through Nuvola at super low pricing. We haven't defined, you're going to get this, and this in the demo kit. We prefer to leave it a little bit more open than that. So if you want VMware instead of an appliance, you want D80s, not D62s, we can accommodate you, right? Darren over at Nuvola will be delighted to talk to you about demos and starter kits and not for resale pricing and all that good stuff. So I think I have nearly run out of steam and nearly run out. So just to summarize, we've relaunched in the UK. We've made sure we've got UK features. We've made sure that we've got the right channel structure and the right discounts to succeed. We've got UK people who understand the market, to veterans in the market to sell this stuff. Switchvox is a full-featured, easy-to-use UC system. Hopefully you've got a glimpse of some of its capabilities today. It's easy to sell because there are no add-ons. The D series phones I really like. I've used them a lot. They are very nice. They work beautifully with Switchvox. The desktop mobile clients are also really nice, fully integrated, very easy to deploy with QR codes to scan from Switchboard. Very easy to get your clients up and running. We spent a lot of time on the partner program as well. I'm hoping that that's going to really allow you to sell and make more money. And demos, I like demos. I think it's a great sales tool to close more business. So I think, Katrina, that is me. I guess you're now going to hand back over to Michael to kind of wrap up, and then maybe we'll have some time for some Q&A.
Yeah, do you want to slip it on to the next slide? If you're done.
Can do. There we go.
There you go.
Wow.
How quick was that?
Slick. Scary. Scary and slick.
I've got a couple of questions.
Okay. Thanks, Simon. Thanks, Simon, for that. Anyway, okay. Let's hit some questions, Katrina, and then we can wrap up and let everyone get off. Perfect.
Sure. Okay, that was excellent. The first one I have actually kind of touches upon something that you talked about, Simon, verticals. Are there any verticals where Switchvox has had particular success?
Yes, there are lots. I think the one that is most interesting to me, and we've already had some traction on in the UK, is the education vertical, right? So there are, particularly for schools, universities, there are some nice features in Switchvox, paging, intercom, school bell, shutdown. There's that kind of thing that really chimes nicely with in the education sector. So that one is the one that I'm most interested in. We already see some good traction. I think there's a case study on our website actually for an English school whose name escapes me, but so we've got some case studies as well in that segment, and also UK case studies, which is quite nice. So yeah, that would be the one I'd talk about first. Okay.
And then somebody wants to get hold of an evaluation version. Is that for demo?
Yep. So the demo, yeah. So we've got 2 or 3 different ways of doing this, right? So a demo is where we will drive the screen and show you how things work. We'll show you how to provision phones. We'll show you how to use the soft phone, that kind of thing. It's all under our control. Then we have an eval if you really need an eval to kind of play around with, and you prefer to work by poking around and seeing how it works. Then we can offer an eval unit out of the cloud, right? So give you 30 days access to a fully licensed system running up in our data center. Or the third way is not for resale or NFR. So when you get to the point where you want to become a full partner, obviously we prefer you to have access, 24/7 to your own demo or eval kit in the lab, or an NFR not for resale kit in your lab. So again, and we have some pretty decent discounts and good pricing structure for those, for that NFR kit. So 3 ways: through demo, through eval, and through NFR as well.
Okay, good, brilliant. A question about partnership. Are there revenue commitments for the partner levels?
There are. I think I showed that on one of the slides. Maybe I went over it fast, but yes. I'm not going to talk about the dollar values or the pound values for that. Come talk to us. But yes, as you move out of authorized and into silver and gold, there is a revenue target. We would not, kind of pin you up against the wall and say, oh, you have to buy this much. It's a discussion. Do you think you can do this? Yes, you can. Then we'll put you at this level. We'll review it after a year. And again, if there's mitigate, Corona is a perfect example. On-premise sales. Let's face it, on-premise sales have suffered a little bit in this time. So, I think we're pretty reasonable people to deal with. We take a reasonable approach to life, and we kind of do it as a collaborative discussion on what partner level we think you should be at. So it's not hard and fast. It's a bit more friendly than that, I think. Okay,
good. I've got a couple of technical questions for you. Can you send a voicemail to all connected phones simultaneously?
Wow, that's we've gone way into the weeds there, haven't we? Yes, we can. And please don't ask technical questions, because I'm not very, I might be able to answer them. But yes, we can. You can send voicemail, and through our gateways, if you've got analog phones, you can definitely, you can light up all the message waiting lamps. If you want to send a voicemail to all the IP phones, that's easy peasy as well. Yes, the answer is yes. You can send voicemails to everything connected at once in one go. Not a problem.
Okay, well, we do have some technical questions, but we can hook up with those individuals that have asked them later, as some people have asked to obviously have an evaluation version, a demo. So thank you for that, Simon. And Mike?
I'm here. Yeah, lovely.
You're
thanks.
Still there? Good.
Well, no. I was listening intensely to the technical answers that Simon so eloquently avoided. Okay, well, yeah, good. I hope it's been useful for everyone. We're going to try and keep these webinars going. I think I said that if you've been on one before, I won't bore you again now with what we do. Maybe a bit more exciting stuff next time. But the bottom line is we're trying to educate, we're trying to help you, trying to give you new things to sell, new ways to make money, new things to talk to your customers about. So any questions after this that suddenly springs to mind, you've got our contact details. Please get in touch. And as Simon said, eval testing is easily the best way of getting it in to customers. They generally don't want to take it out after that. So let's leave it at that. Thank you for everyone, and we will see you soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.